Welcome back. We're talking about a unique program that's now underway in Asbury Park and Princeton and Trenton, New Jersey, that Eve Sanchez-Silver created about ID cards, not only for undocumented immigrants, but you do have other people, right, who come forward looking for those. What is the benefit of the ID card? I mean, where can they use it?
We're just coming up on the time that renewal for the cards.
Okay.
And more places are recognizing the cards. For instance, people picking up their children from school. In a lot of schools now, you have to have some kind of a picture ID in order to get your kid back or pick your child up in the middle of the day. And the card comes in handy for things like that as well. Okay,
some sort of identification that puts a face with the name.
Yes, with a recognized address as well.
Gail, why is that a bad thing? What downside do you see to this ID card?
Well, again, it encourages something that needs to be discouraged.
And that would be?
Illegal immigration.
In what way?
Well, I don't think that we should be spending our resources as a society on, and I know I'm going to be the bad guy here, on providing resources to people who are here illegally.
What if these cards were issued to people who are not here illegally, who have every right in justice?
So what's the point? I mean, why couldn't someone like that just get, would have a Social Security card, would be eligible to get a driver's license, and then really it should be, you know, perhaps something that would be set up by the state where there's some more control. But I mean, as Ms. Silver said, they're looking at documents from foreign countries. What's to prevent somebody from coming in, getting an identity card of the type that she's describing, and then going to a school, presenting themselves as the parent of such and such child, and then taking off with the child?
It sounds like you fear abuse of the card.
I do fear abuse of the card.
Is that something, Eve, that needs to be addressed? I mean, is it possible that someone can use the card as a means of access to getting what would normally be considered more legitimate identification, such as a driver's license or something from a college or whatever that has a picture ID?
Like anything, it can be abused. Normally, the card would be, if it's used at a school, for instance, they already know the name of the person. The person would have to come in with that name, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I think that speaks for itself. But I think the importance of it is those cards that should be issued, the way that the government should be acting, the way that the borders should be addressed, none of that is being done now, and that's a different issue to me.
Go ahead, Gail, quickly.
All I know is when I went to renew my driver's license, I had to wait online for about 3 hours. I had to show ID and birth certificates and passports going back. And I know it was very annoying to have to go through all that, but that is a valid ID. I think this opens the door to all kinds of ID.
This is not a valid ID in that sense. It is strictly for emergent purposes, and the emergency personnel who use it and see it find it extremely useful. I think it is important to address that.
I know that you did your homework before you created the cards, and part of that homework was going to law enforcement agencies. Did any of them raise the same concerns or fears that Gail is highlighting?
They started with the same concerns, but once they started to see what else was involved and the importance for the card, specifically what needs it would be meeting, they felt it was something that would be useful. And many communities continue, as Princeton and Trenton have, to use it because they see the value of the card.
So you started in Asbury Park. Princeton and Trenton came knocking and saying, this is something we're interested in?
Trenton did, yes. Exactly.
Okay.
And now they've issued more than 1,500 cards in Trenton, and they find that it has been a very useful tool for their community members.
Okay, it's an interesting new approach. Ladies, I thank you both for being here. Keep us posted on it. And as more communities get involved, let us know about it. And I appreciate the time. Gail,
thank you,
Eve Sanchez-Silver, appreciate it very much. All right.